Ecological succession. You have learned in chapter 13 the characteristics of population and community and also their response to environment and how such responses vary from an individual response. Let us examine another aspect of community response to environment over time. An important characteristic of all communities is that their composition and structure constantly change in response to the changing environmental conditions. This change is orderly and sequential, parallel with the changes in the physical environment. These changes lead finally to a community that is near equilibrium with the environment, and that is called a climax community. The gradual and fairly predictable change in the species composition of a given area is called ecological succession. During succession, some species colonize an area, and whereas populations of other species decline and even disappear. The entire sequence of communities that successively change in a given area are called seer. The individual transitional community are termed as serial stages or serial communities. In the successive serial stages, there is a change in the diversity of species of organisms, increase in the number of species and organisms, as well as increase in the total biomass. The present day communities in the world have come to be because of succession that has occurred over millions of years since life started on earth. Actually, succession and evolution would have been parallel processes at that time. Succession is hence a process that starts in an area where there is no living organisms are there. This could be areas where no living organisms ever existed, say bare rock, or in the areas that somehow lost all the living organisms that existed there. The former is called primary succession, while the latter is termed as secondary succession. Examples of areas where primary succession occurs are newly cooled lava, bare rock, newly created pond, or reservoir. The establishment of a new biotic community is generally slow. Before a biotic community of diverse organisms can become established, there must be soil. Depending mostly on the climate, it takes natural processes several hundred to several thousand years to produce fertile soil on bare rock. Secondary succession begins in areas where natural biotic communities have been destroyed, such as abundant farmland, burnt or cut forests, lands that have been flooded. Since some soil or sediment is present, succession is faster than primary succession. Description of ecological succession usually focuses on changes in vegetation. However, these vegetational changes in turn affect food and shelter for various types of animals. Thus, an successional process, the number and types of animals and decomposers also change. At any time during primary and secondary succession, natural or human induced disturbances, fire, deforestation, etc., can convert a particular serial stage of succession to an earlier stage. Also, such disturbances create new conditions that encourage some species and discourage or eliminate other species. Succession of plants. Based on the nature of the habitat, whether it is water or it is very dry areas, succession on plants is called hydrarch or xerarch respectively. Hydrarch succession takes place in wet areas, and the successional series process from hydric to the mesic conditions. As against this, xerarch succession takes place in dry areas, and the series progress from xeric to mesic condition. Hence, both hydrarch and xerarch succession lead to a medium water condition, mesic, neither too dry or nor too wet. The species that invade a bare area are called pioneer species. In primary succession on rocks, these are usually lichens which are able to secrete acid to dissolve rock, helping in weathering and soil formation. These later pave way to some very small plants like bryophytes which are able to take hold in the small amount of soil. They are with time succeeded by higher plants, and after several more stages, ultimately a stable climax forest community is formed. The climax community remains stable as long as the environment remains unchanged. With time, the xerophytic habitat gets converted into a mesophytic one. In primary succession in water, the pioneers are the small phytoplanktons which are replaced with time by rooted submerged plants, rooted floating angiosperms followed by free floating plants, then reed swamp, marsh meadow, scrub, and finally the trees. The climax again would be a forest. With time, the water body is converted into land. In secondary succession, the species that invade depend on the condition of the soil, availability of water, the environment, as also the seeds or other propagules present. Since soil is already there, the rate of succession is much faster and hence climax is also reached more quickly. What is important to understand is that succession, particularly primary succession, is a very slow process, taking maybe thousands of years for the climax to be reached. Another important fact is to understand that all succession, whether taking place in water or on land, proceeds to a similar climax community, the magic one. Nutrient cycling. You have studied in class 11 that organisms need a constant supply of nutrients to grow, reproduce, and regulate various body functions. The amount of nutrients such as carbon, nitrogen, phosphorus, calcium, etc. present in the soil at any given time is referred to as standing state. It varies in different kinds of ecosystems and also on a seasonal basis. What is important is to appreciate that nutrients which are never lost from the ecosystems, rather they are recycled time and again indefinitely. The movement of nutrients element through the various components of an ecosystem is called nutrient cycling. Another name of nutrient cycling is biogeochemical cycles. Bio means living organism, geo means rocks, and air, water. Nutrient cycles are of two types. First, gaseous and second, sedimentary. The reservoir for gaseous type of nutrient cycle, example nitrogen, carbon cycle, exists in the atmosphere, and for the sedimentary cycle, example sulfur and phosphorus cycle. The reservoir is located in the earth's crust. Environmental factors, example soil, moisture, pH, temperature, etc., regulate the rate of release of nutrients into the atmosphere. The function of the reservoir is to meet with the deficit which occurs due to imbalance in the rate of influx and efflux. You have made a detailed study of nitrogen cycle in class 11. Here we discuss carbon and phosphorus cycles. Ecosystem carbon cycle. When you study the composition of living organisms, carbon constitutes 49% of the dry weight of organism and is next only to water. If we look at the total quantity of global carbon, we find that 71% of carbon is found dissolved in oceans. This organic reservoir regulates the amount of carbon dioxide in the environment. Fossil fuels also represent a reservoir of carbon. Carbon cycling occurs through atmosphere, ocean, and through living and dead organisms. According to one estimate, 4 into 10 raised to 13 kg of carbon is fixed in the biosphere through photosynthesis annually. A considerable amount of carbon returns to the atmosphere as CO2 through respiratory activities of the producers and consumers. Decomposers also contribute substantially to CO2 pool by their processing of waste materials and dead organic matter of land or oceans. Some amount of the fixed carbon is lost to the sediments and removed from the circulation. Burning of wood, forest fire, and combustion of organic matter, fossil fuel, volcanic activity, are additional sources of releasing CO2 in the atmosphere. Human activities have significantly influenced the carbon cycle. Rapid deforestation and massive burning of fossil fuel for energy and transport have significantly increased the rate of release of carbon dioxide into the atmosphere. Ecosystem phosphorus cycle. Phosphorus is the major constituent of biological membranes, nucleic acid, and cellular energy transfer systems. Many animals also need large quantities of this element to make shells, bones, and teeth. The natural reservoir of phosphorus is rock, which contains phosphorus in the form of phosphates. When rocks are weathered, minute amount of these phosphates dissolve in soil solution and are absorbed by the roots of the plants. Herbivores and other animals obtain this element from plants. The waste products and the dead organisms are decomposed by phosphate solubilizing bacteria releasing phosphorus. Unlike carbon cycle, there is no respiratory release of phosphorus into the atmosphere. The other two major and important differences between carbon and phosphorus cycle are: firstly, atmospheric inputs of phosphorus through rainfall are much smaller than carbon inputs, and secondly, gaseous exchanges of phosphorus between organism and environment are negligible. Ecosystem services. Healthy ecosystems are the base for a wide range of economic, environmental, and aesthetic goods and services. The products of ecosystem processes are named as ecosystem services. For example, healthy forest ecosystem purify air and water, mitigate droughts and floods, cycle nutrients, generate fertile soils, provide wildlife habitat, maintain biodiversity, pollinate crops, provide storage site for carbon, and also provide aesthetic, cultural, and spiritual values. Though value of such services of biodiversity is difficult to determine, it seems reasonable to think that biodiversity should carry a hefty price tag. Robert Constanza and his colleagues have very recently tried to put price tags on nature's life support services. Researchers have put an average price tag of US dollars 33 trillion dollars a year on these fundamental ecosystem services, which are largely taken for granted because they are free. This is nearly twice the value of global gross national product GNP, which is US 18 trillion dollars. Out of the total cost of various ecosystem services, the soil formation accounts for about 50% and contributes of other services like recreation and nutrient cycling are less than 10% each. The cost of climate regulation and habitat for life are about 6% of each.